So Donald Trump's going to weigh in on what we should do with Syrian refugees. Now, even before the Paris attacks, he had said, oh no, they're a Trojan horse. I wouldn't let him in. Okay. Now, he has different ideas about what should have happened. Okay. So first he's going to talk about the attacks in Paris and how it would have ended differently if it was his tough guy crowd that they had attacked instead. It's unbelievable. Incredibly disrespectful to the people in Paris who suffered through this. Also knuckleheaded. It's not how it would have gone down, but let me let you hear from him.
France, you have the horrible attack. And by the way, Paris is one of the places in the world that's toughest on guns, all right? And France. So you had all of these people sitting in these different places, no protection whatsoever, and these animals come in and start shooting up. There was nothing anybody can do. I know one thing, in this room, it's a whole different story, right? It's a different story. And last night I said, you know, if 20 of those people, you don't need more, but could have been more, could have been all of them. But if 20 of those people that were shot viciously, and if you heard the stories, come on over, boom. Come on over, boom. Come here, boom. One after another, hundreds of people. Plenty are dying and will be dead. Now, if you had 25 people in there that had guns, okay, it would have been a totally different story, folks. There would have been the shootout at the OK Corral, right? And you would have had death, but it would have been their death.
First of all of them died. And they had suicide vests on. So if you'd shot them, it might have gone off anyway. But can we just pause here for a second to reflect on the fact that we have a Republican presidential candidate celebrating the shootout at the OK Corral? He said, oh, well, if we had 25 guys in there with guns, everybody starts shooting one another. It's the shootout at the OK Corral. And you think, like, that's a bad thing. He's like, no, that's a great thing. Hey, everybody gets shot. But they would have died too. That's great. But they died anyway. Okay. So, I mean, I can't, no respect for the victims at all. No conscience, right? Oh, saying, you guys didn't stand up for yourselves. If they had come into this room with these tough guys and everybody's applauding, yeah, we'd have killed them. We wouldn't have gotten killed, no way. We're way too tough. I mean, I saw a video of a kid, his two sisters were killed. He was at the cafe. He's a young Muslim guy. His sisters are Muslim. They were killed, right? Right in front of his eyes. He carried one of his sisters to another cafe while she was still alive, and then she died over there, right? And he said, we all hit the ground, and bullets are flying over our head, and next thing you know, everybody's dead, right? And the minute you raise your head up, they start firing bullets. But if in Trump's fantasy, they pull out a gun and they start shooting back, and they would have gotten the bad guys, and they wouldn't have died, no way. It's gross. It's really gross. So that's one element. Now, he's going to talk about the refugees. He says it's lunacy. We shouldn't have them in the country. So what are you going to do instead? You want to talk about lunacy? Get a hold of this idea.
Now, what I do like is a safe zone. You know, get a lot of sand in Syria, right? I do like the concept of a safe zone where you put them there, you build it out, you have security, you create a little bit of an environment maybe until they can ultimately go back to their homes, which most of them really want to do. They're great people. I mean, they're caught in this horrible conflict. But the concept of safe zone is something that really makes sense. Probably they even like it better. They stay.
Yeah, you know what those are called? Refugee camps. And they're not really wonderful, okay? And no one really wants to stay there. Look, you have to understand something. The part that's true is everybody wants to stay at home. I mean, you have people all across the world, no matter how dangerous it is, they don't want to leave their homes, right? You only leave your home and you take your family and you leave with nothing if you're on the precipice of death. ISIS is chasing these guys. Assad is chasing, the dictator is chasing these guys out of Syria because they're worried their family's going to die, right? And he says, no, it's just real easy. We come in there, we do a twilight zone, a safe zone. Later he said, you keep them in Syria. You build a tremendous safe zone. It'll cost you tremendously, much less, and they'll be there and the weather's the same. Okay, first of all, nobody's worried about the weather. Okay, that's not the issue. Huckabee's also talking about the weather. Oh, don't bring them to Minnesota. They'll be cold. They're about to die. didn't you see the kid washed up on the shore? They're running for their lives from ISIS. And you're telling them, oh, don't worry, the weather's better in Syria. And you've got a lot of sand, as Trump just said there. Second of all, who says things like, it'll cost you tremendously much less? Child. This guy is leading now by 17 points, according to the last Reuters poll. He's leading by 17 points in the Republican race. He's up to 42%. And he says insane things like, we'll bend them a tremendous safe zone. It'll be lovely. They'll want to stay there. They've got a lot of sand. If an 8th grader proposed this in a test, he would fail. For what an incredibly stupid idea it is. This guy has a chance to be the commander-in-chief and the president of the United States. God help us all.